Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praise to the Most High. Glad to be here. Glad to be doing this work. I'm gonna start by waiting for you all to come in, make yourselves comfortable. And we're gonna get into part 2 of Roots and Soil, right? And in the first class, it was more scripture-wise, about us, about how we should grow. But this class, I want to bring it down a little bit more to the fleshly side of things. And I'm going to bring out some information. I'm going to bring out some knowledge and understanding, especially if for the ladies in the chat, for the ladies going to watch this. And I pray that many of you share this, especially you sisters, and share this with other sisters. And I'm going to bring about the importance, y'all's importance. And many of you might take it personal, might even feel wronged by what I'm about to bring out, and how it affects y'all. But take it with all the love that I have in mind and all the wisdom and understanding that the Most High imparted onto us brothers in the four corners of the earth, those that be at camp, wherever it may be, and us that want ministers, that want many of our brothers to come to camp, come to do the work as well, because as Yahushua said, there is much labor in the field, but few hands. So we need more hands to come to the field outside. Don't be a house Negro. Don't be a house nigga. We want field brothers that work in the field, that till the land, that understand the earth, that are ready to learn, ready to be reproved if need be. Because reproof and rebuke is better than secret love. And that is true, because a person that loves you will correct you and make you better than you are now. For every day we die and we rise back up according to the Most High's will. We wake up in the morning with all new opportunities to become better within ourselves and better for other people. And we're going to see that in scripture tonight, this evening. And hopefully in the name of the Lord, Yahweh, Yahushua, and the patriarchs, Abraham, father of nations, Isaac, and Jacob, let the word be brought out with all the prophets that were before us, that brought us this understanding. Let it be brought out for y'all for the vision of the Lord be fulfilled through Yahushua and through what he taught us and what he showed, right? Just one moment. Just there's one more piece of information I forgot to send. Let's see. Okay. All right. 1 second. Forgive me. Yeah. Okay. 1 second. Forgive me. All right. Just so much information sometimes that you can't keep track of it. But this piece of information I'm about to bring out is very important. It's very apt for this class to be brought out. It's very important to be brought out. Sorry, just one moment. Okay, just want to minimize this. Okay, thank you for your patience and understanding, and I hope y'all ready, because this is going to be a exciting class. Share, please, and all the videos I'm about to All the excerpts, all the videos I'm about to show, please type in the chat. And those listening, this is fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. All right. And this is basically just information I'm bringing out in pieces to bring about understanding, because you understand in part and we prophesy in part. Right. So please in the chat put in fair use, and I would like to say shalom to the family. You know, wana. Love you, sisters, coming. Sister Bathaya, as always, Sister Daya Kadash. Thank you for being here. And let us begin. So we're going to start with Matthew chapter 13, right? We're going to go to Matthew chapter 13. And I want y'all to follow me here. We're going to go step by step, right? So let's start. Matthew 13, verse 1. And the title of this whole chapter is The Parable of the Sower and the Seed, which is very apt because the class we're teaching about roots and soil, right? So it reads, the same day went Yahushua out of the house and sat by the seaside. And a great multitude were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. Now, according to scripture, Yahushua would be described as what? A great tree by the great rivers of waters. And he was going to feed his people, right? And verse 3, and he spake many things unto them in parables, right? In parables. Right? But let's go. Him being by the seashore, right? It shows that people gathered onto him. But remember, people wanted to be healed by him and people wanted to kill him. Now, you know, that man was wanted for the good that he was doing, as well as for people that didn't understand what he was doing. Right? Let's go to Psalms chapter 1, verse 1. And it reads, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. Now, I want people to remember this, right? It says, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that shall bring forth his fruit in his season. I want people to remember this. And we're going to put that in the chat as a reminder. It's a lot. Ooh. As a reminder. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Right? There's a reminder. Putting in the chat, right? There's a reminder, right? And the ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Now, the wind carries what? It carries the word. Now, I want y'all to remember this, because it's saying here, he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Was it Yahushua by the river on a boat, bringing his fruit, the fruit of the righteousness of the Lord, at the right time when the people needed it? Verse 4, the ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. The ungodly don't produce fruit. They wither away by the word. Now, I want people to remember this, by the word, right? By the word. But to receive the word, your mind got to be open, Right? I want y'all to remember this. Therefore, the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. The way of the ungodly shall perish. You don't produce fruit which doesn't fall to the ground, which does not replenish who you are, what you need for sustenance. That means that, and the Most High said what in Psalm 55? He said that his word does not come unto him void. That means that righteousness, us being the children of the Lord, righteousness is not going to, if you speak righteousness, right, it's not going to return unto us neither void, because we are his children. So you say it falls to the ground, you don't want to listen, cool. It feeds you. You feeding yourself. Not only are you reminding yourself, but also you are planting new seeds, because that's why the Most High made the cavity of our ears to be open at all times, for righteousness to be abound. Now let's keep going. Let's go to Psalms chapter 7, verse 10. And it reads, My defense is of God, which saveth the upright in heart. Now, why did I choose this scripture? If you look at how many times the word upright is in the scriptures, from Old Testament, New Testament, including the Apocrypha, it appears 38 times, right? In the King James Version, 38 times. Now, 3 plus 8 is equal to 11. 11 is the number of alignment. You're aligned, you're together with the Lord. You're on the same wavelength, right? The same thought process, and you're approaching what you're supposed to be. You're approaching what you ought to be, upright, right? Now they go back to Matthew 13, verse 3. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow. You sow the seed, ministers. A minister, a sower, or a seed spreader is a priest. And in the Hebrew, a seed spreader and a priest is kahan. Kahan, that means hand towards the ground. Ka means hand, and towards the ground. Behold the seed. See? Ka, hand, ha, behold, and, which is the last letter, because we cut off the A, because there's ka, ha, ma, na, right? Na, but ka, hun, you cut off the A at the end, which means priest. So hand, behold the seed towards the ground. That's what a priest is. He's a sower. Whether you're a daughter of the Most High or a son of the Most High. The Most High called his sons to do this work, but it doesn't mean that you women can't correct other sisters. Y'all have that gift to be able to lower the defenses of people, because I need to find that person. But there's a woman that changed her sex from female to male, and when she realized how hard it was, how difficult it was to walk as a man, she committed suicide. She forgot the warmth of other women. She longed for it. She longed for it, to have the warmth of women, but she transitioned into a man, which is madness. But she did it. Hey, she did it, and by her doing it, an Edomite, she proved that the Most High knows what he's doing, as he always has. The scriptures tell us who has counseled the Lord. Who of us can say that we said to the Lord, do this, and he accepted our train of thought? Nah, Most High did what he had to do. We didn't need our help. To Yahushua, who did it, when it says he, it was talking about Yahushua. So Yahushua, with all the other angels, created us with the breath of life and all that. And we are made from the ground, most fertile ground, taken from Mesopotamia, the Fertile Crescent. But many of our people, y'all think that y'all the same as other people. And I'm going to show you that your body's not the same. It doesn't react the same. It doesn't consume or consume foods or react the same towards with different things that we add to our scalp, to our skin, that we ingest, so on and so forth, right? If the Most High created it, we're supposed to consume it. If it comes from soil, we're supposed to consume it. It's that simple, right? It's that simple. It's that simple. That's why the Most High spoke to him in what? In parables. Right? Verse 4. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them. Yeah, they fall by the wayside. They fall on cement, on concrete, because they can't, they're not made for it. They can't grasp it. We're talking about the heathen and some of our people who are in a Gentile state of mind, meaning that they adopted the customs of other nations. Just like we did, just like Eve did with Adam in the beginning. And that's from the start, right? Now let's keep going. Verse 5. Some fell on stony places where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up. Because they had no deep depthness of the earth, and when the sun was come up, they were scorched. And because they had no root, they withered away. They withered away, right? And this is talking about the same withering away of people that we're talking about in Psalms 1. Psalms 1 speaks on how do not stand amongst the ungodly. We are people of the earth. There's even evidence that when we walk on soil barefoot, we are able to connect on the earth with the earth on a different level. We are able to release a lot of stress, hormone, anxiety, so on and so forth. Why is it that we go to the beach and you move your sandals, you dip your feet in sand, in ocean water, you tend to feel better? Is that an accident? No, it's not. No, it's not. So, and the Most High did what? He separated the sons of Adam according to the children of Israel. That means that the land that we were born in, the land of Israel, where these fake Jewish people took over, they don't belong there. They have the second highest rate of cancer on the continent. I wonder who's first. It sure ain't black people, but I digress, right? These people, these seeds, they fall on stony ground, and they take root, but not deep enough to be able to access the water underground, to be firm in what they believe in, because they believe in what? Let's see what they believe in. Let's go to Isaiah 30. Verse 1, and it reads, Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they might add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt. So we're going backwards. We're going back to Egypt, building pyramids, using straw, and that place. What happened in that place? That place got destroyed. We got removed from that place. So why go back there? We're not supposed to go back there. That's why the Most High calls us backsliding children. You're going back to a place that he pulled us out of. Verse 3, Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Because you think, a lot of our people think that you as a tree are the same, whose boughs are more beautiful than all the other trees, should live in a place that is stony and brick laden. That's why when you come around your people, they have to break your foundation, man. They have to break the concrete underneath your feet. so you could better grasp these scriptures and be fully enmeshed with your feet to do this work. By the wayside, when you rise up in the morning and when you go to sleep. Right? But many of our people don't know the truth because they was born in this world in America. They believe in, not saying that college is bad, but if it's so good, why are people, Felicity Huffman and her husband, cheating the system to send their children to college by the side doors, paying millions of dollars because their children don't have the skills or the knowledge to get into those colleges? Operation Varsity Blues. Look it up. It's on Netflix. Look it up. Operation Varsity Blues. All of that. That shows to you that their fruit is worthless. If it has so much worth, then they wouldn't go by the side doors or use trickery to get into college for their children. Those artists, those people that play TV roles, they have so much money, and yet their children can't get into college? Come on now. Now let's go to Isaiah 31:1. And it reads, "Woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Yet he is also wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words." Most High is not going to call back his words. Most High not going to call back his words, man. No way. But will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fall together, because they have nothing righteous to sustain them. But us as people, we need to, sometimes you have to dig into certain people's mental and destroy the foundation of that is brick laid with straw and cement for them to be able to breathe again, to really root themselves into this, who they are supposed to be, to have access to the gifts that the Most High has. And for that, many of you can take offenses. And the scriptures tell us in the script, Luke chapter 17, verse 1, that says, what offenses shall come. You're going to get offended. There are scriptures in this Bible that offend people on the regular. That offend people. You should see how the Most High talks about us, man. Yeah, backsliding children. And Most High saying it in a nice way. Because there's scriptures in there that tell you, basically a richly niggered. Basically, you call us niggas. A richly nigger is uncomely. It's not comely. Meaning, when you give a nigger some money, he don't act right. So he called us niggas. And then after that, he's saying that we don't look right when we got money in our hand and we don't know the law, we don't know the righteousness, and we just go buck wild. And Atlanta is built. Your city of Atlanta is built on iniquity. Many of you know that. Magic City, all these places. Come on, man. Come on, man. And now that mentality's moved to Houston, and we got Chicago, where there's a lot of murders going on over there. Every city has this thing. And even in wickedness, nobody could, a lot of these other nations can't even match us. So if we could go that deep in the soil for evil and root ourselves, why not cut that out and start doing the righteous things of the Lord and grow as a tender plant uprightly. Children of the upright. Jeshurun. Jeshurun means upright. Okay? Now let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 2. Chapter 2, verse 15. Right? And it reads, this verse second. Chapter 2, verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman. You got to work for this. You got to work to get understanding. You got to listen to get understanding and pay attention. In a world where all our olfactory senses, auditory, visual, sensory, sense of smell, taste, even our hair is being messed with. This is a time where a lot of our people need to very much listen to the words that's coming out of these scriptures. And the evidence I'm about to bring out a little bit later. Do y'all understand how deep that is? Right? Because if you can't study to show thyself approved, right? Let me read that again. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. If you're dividing something, you're using a knife. A sword, if you're a barbarian, right? But you got to separate it with the sword of righteousness, right? Whether it be a cake or whether it be Solomon separating that baby. No fear, right? Hebrews 4, verse 12. For the word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So if we can't open our minds to this truth, to this understanding, and take root in it, how can we later on be able to separate what's happening? These are the scriptures that were written for our understanding. What was written aforetime, Romans 15:4. What was written aforetime was written for our learning. Okay? Now let's keep going. Verse 7. Matthew 13:7. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprang up and choked them. But others fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some 30-fold, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, and some 30-fold. Some 30-fold. So we have to not only plant these seeds, but also water them, right? Come on, Sister Destiny. All praise to the Most High. Always. He gave us this word. He gave us this understanding. And we gotta be wary of what we accept in our bodies, in our minds, on our scalp, in ourselves, and what we say. Because what we say is a reflection of how we live. Right? Now, I will read it again. But others fell in good ground and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, and some 30-fold. Right? Now, if we go to Proverbs chapter 11, verse 14, where no counsel is, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors there is safety. Now, I'm sure everybody in the chat heard this. Tell me who your friends are, and I will tell you who you are. But now, in a marriage, when you're married as a woman, you're married to a man, vice versa. You know which friend you should have? If you're married as a woman, you should choose friends that reflect you should choose friends that reflect the thoughts of your husband. among his friends that take up for him. No matter what. Because the day that you get angry at your husband, you have to call them friends and tell them what he did. And vice versa. As a man, you should choose friends for your wife that allies with as a man, your thought process. Why? Because if you get angry and basically you choose friends of your opposite number that reflect your thought process. And by doing that, when you get angry and you call your friend, his friends, they'll tell you, hey, whoa. Now you can't, they'll steer you straight because they're looking out for his best interest and vice versa. They're looking out for your best interest to stay in a relationship. You don't choose people that gonna take your side. No, you can choose people that are gonna rebuke you and love you and him equally, or love him just as much as you love him, and vice versa. Because we need to choose people that not understand us and on our side all the time. We should choose people that reflect him and will tell you what it is, right? Tell me who your friends are and I will tell you who you are. That's deep. Because let's read that again. 11 and 14. When no counsel is, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. And that's the same thing. But others fell onto good ground. Good ground. The people that understand the scriptures and teach you accordingly and surround you and keep you safe. Right? Now let's keep going. Matthew 13 and 9. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Right? And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou to them in parables? And he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them that is not given. Why? Because they didn't reach that level yet. They ain't reached that level yet. They didn't reach that level yet, right? But let's go to Mark chapter 7, verse 32. And this is for Matthew chapter 13, verse 9. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. And 7, verse 39 to verse 32. And they brought unto him one that was deaf and had an impediment in his speech. So he couldn't talk correctly and he couldn't hear, right? And they beseeched him to put his hand upon him. And he took him aside from the multitude and put his fingers into his ears, and he spit and touched his tongue and looked up to heaven. He sighed and said unto him, Ephta, Ephta, Ephphatha, Ephphatha, that is, be open. And straightway his ears were opened, and the string of his tongue was loosed, and he spake plain. And he charged them that they should tell no man, but the more he charged them, so much the more a great deal they published it. So he didn't flinch. He has here basically Matthew 13 and 9, who hath ears to hear, let him hear. So that man was deaf. Just because a man is deaf don't mean that I can't allow him to hear this word. So thus, those of us that have ears to hear, we have no reason, unless we actively don't want to hear this word. Right? And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? Verse 11, Matthew 13:11. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. Not given, right? For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath. That means that, you don't have nothing. That means that you don't have fruit. You don't have fruit. You don't have this truth. You don't have the understanding. Even what you have, you don't have nothing. Your life will be taken. For those that produce fruit, keep producing, bam, bam, keep producing fruit, you're going to be what? Read that again. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. For whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath. I mean, you're most likely going to take away what you have. And where do we see that? Where do we see that? I'm going to show you. Therefore, speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. But let's see how he did it. We see Matthew 21. Let's go to verse 18. Now in the morning, as he returned unto the city, he an hungered. And when he saw a fig tree in the way, he came to it and found nothing thereon, but leaves only. Wait a minute. Where do we see that? Didn't we see that in Psalms 1? Yeah. And said unto it, that no man, let no fruit grow on thee henceforth forever. And presently the fig tree withered away. So whatever you have, if you don't have nothing, whatever you have, it'll be taken away. That means that gonna snatch the life out of you, because you have no use. You have no use. Basically, you cut yourself off from the source. So if you cut yourself off from the source and you can't grow as a tender plant, upright, just shall run in righteousness to produce fruit for others to eat and to prosper, you have no use. That means that you will be snuffed out, right? And when the disciples saw it, they marveled, saying, how soon is the fig tree withered away? Yahushua answered and said unto them, verily I say unto you, if ye have faith and doubt not, ye shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, but also if ye shall say unto this mountain, and mountains in the scriptures are basically governments or entities that have come against you, or forces or impediments. And impediments, those that can't hear or see, deaf, and impediment of the tongue, of speech, like that deaf man, deaf and blind, deaf, and the deaf man who had an impediment of the speech. He was in a way, right? But he's not. He's our people, so we're not going to consider him an enemy. But it's nothing. This is basically, for lack of a better word, this is the Matrix. You're giving us the blueprint. You're giving us the whole code right here, right? But also, if ye shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. All things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing, ye shall receive. See that? Now, let's keep going. Let's go to Matthew 24 and 32. Now, learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, and he putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. Meaning that you know that he about to produce fruit, man. You have to know the time, what time it is. You have to produce fruit. You have to pay attention. Oh man, the leaves are here, they're tender. Okay. Okay, it's that time of year. Everybody gonna get lively. Let's see the first fruits of our labor. Let's see what we did that made it different this year, right? Now, Matthew 13, verse 13. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing hear not. Neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand. And seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. Isaiah, which is Isaiah, right? In the Old Testament. Which is why Moses, when he was in Mount Olives, right? He was with who? Moses and Elijah. Isaiah is Isaiah, right? So, yeah, Isaiah, Salah, right? So my mistake, I'm mistaking. Forgive me. Sometimes I'll be mistaking the people that are next to Yahushua, and I forgive me if I make a mistake. There's just so many scriptures is going through my mind. But that's not an excuse, though, because I study to show that self-approved now. You know what I'm saying? So, and let's keep going. Verse 15, for this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are full of dull of hearing. Meaning we are so enamored by this world that we look for the next excitement, the next hit of dopamine. We want to watch American Horror Story, grotesquerie. We want to watch horror movies. We want to watch Desperate Housewives. I'm showing my age right now, but hey, we want to watch everything under the sun. But read these scriptures will give us power and the source of our energy, the source of our Godhead. Godhead, right? And Yahushua, which is our King and our way to the Lord. While these other nations speak of Trinity, we know that it's a straight line. Because in 1 Corinthians 11:3, it's a straight line. The Most High, Yahushua, the man of the house, the woman, the children. Right? It's a straight line. There ain't no triangle off. No, there's no triangle. There's no Trinity. Because the Most High, Yahushua, they're on the same wavelength. They're on level 11. You know what I'm saying? They're parallel to each other, right? Verse still of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. And that comes straight from 2 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 14. Right? Because we're looking towards the wrong direction, the wrong way, right? But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. So he's talking about his disciples. They heard the word and they saw, and I dig it. And that's the place that AOC, all these camps, LOI, HOD, HOY, all these different camps, Akari, all these different camps, right? In righteousness, they want to push this word out there, man. Push this word out there, do the work, right? Do the work, go through these mountains, destroy them if we have to, and heal the people in the midst of that. And pass a fine-tooth comb in doing this work and removing the tares. And we're going to discuss what tares are too, because tares is an injurious plant which causes injury. Injurious plant which looks like wheat, but it's not. It's not. It's just there, and we have to deal with it. And tares are people that are injurious or do harm to our nation. And those tares sometimes have to be dealt with, have to be spoken to, right? But I digress. We're talking about heathens that look like us, and they're not us. You know what I'm saying? So-called white woman, white man that look black, but their father's white. Nah, we're not doing that. You're not one of us. Stay away. You're an obstacle, right? But they're here and we have to deal with it, right? We're going to see that in scripture. Verse 17, Matthew 13:17. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Because their ears are closed. And that's why those seeds, they fall on the wayside, on cement. That's where their heart's desire pulls them to. Most High didn't push them that way. Their heart's desire push them that way. Their heart's desire push them that way. And some of us have to push and grow and destroy the soil of laid of bricks that are around us. And at times we need brothers to help us put in a jackhammer to destroy the foundation to have a better footing in this truth. And that requires rebuke, and offenses shall come. You're going to get offended. And people don't want to get offended. Can a plant that's just like a seed that just come out of the ground, and you leave the pot outside, and the plant one twig and 2 leaves. When the wind blows, can that tender plant say, I don't want the wind to blow. I don't want it to stop. No, it can't. It has to deal with it. And it has to stay upright. And how do you know how to stay upright? That plant follows the sun. It follows the sun. It follows that light. It follows the truth, the light, the truth of Yahushua. That light that Yahushua represented. All the way to the temple in Jerusalem. All right? So let's keep going. Let's go to Micah chapter 2. Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. It shall destroy you with a sore destruction. Already the land is polluted. If many of you realize, the world has become smaller. Theoretically, it has become smaller. Theoretically. Right? What I mean by that is the fact that before, I would say before the industrial era, where produce could be shipped left, right, and center, and before tariffs, Trump's tariffs and all that, you couldn't have access to certain fruits and vegetables. You couldn't. You couldn't have access to certain fruits and vegetables. You had to, customs and all that. Even to this day, there are countries you go to, you can't bring back certain fruits. They'll look in your luggage. You're like, nah, you can't bring this in, you can't bring that in, so on and so forth. And that proves that the Most High separated these nations. He separated us. If he didn't separate us, if he didn't separate us for a purpose, then why does what's it called? TSA block you from bringing fruit from outside? Because it might affect the ecosystem. It might affect the people that live here, and destroy the ecosystem that is very fragile, right? How do they make avocados? They have to kill 1 million bees to create avocados. Look it up. Piers Morgan. I digress, right? But let me not dwell too much on that. Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you with even a sore destruction. Why I'm saying bring out the scripture? Because the ground is polluted, the air, the food, GMO, everything is polluted. Even in scripture, the Most High say to plant your own food, to be self-sustaining. work hard. And that's why our women, please, I'm about to bring out is for your own benefit, because the world is smaller. Before, like I said before, you had to go overseas to get certain fruits and vegetables to be able to eat certain fruits and vegetables. Now those vegetables you can find them at the supermarket. There's so many supermarkets, Wegmans, all those supermarkets. You have to go there to get it, but they don't grow it. It's called groceries, but they don't grow it, right? And access to customers now is easier than ever. And influencers have made themselves the product. So you as a person become the product to sell to. But many of our women, y'all put a lot of crap, sodium hydroxide in your hair, and another name for it is relaxers. Y'all put relaxers in your hair, and I'm going to bring it out. Because those things that affect your mind stops us as men from getting the best of you. You're getting the maximum of you that you could be. Not for us, but for the Lord. I'd rather you love the Lord more than you love your husband. And yes, men, they should love the Lord, the Yahushua, and the Most High more than they love you. Because by consequence, they will love you at the level that you should be loved, which the Lord gave to you as a wife. Right? Because this is not your rest, but you as women of the Most High, you are the pillar of rest that the men need according to Scripture. You are the pillar of strength. When we get home, man, we go out there for war. We have to contend with the elements, contend with people that we don't like, and then invite us after work to go eat. We're like, nah, I got to go back home. You know what I'm saying? I'll go back to my family, my peoples. That's it, right? Now, let's keep going. So, let me see. Verse 13 and 19. And verse 13 and 18. So, Matthew 13, 18. Hear ye, therefore, the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understand it not, then the wicked one come, and catch away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside. Yeah, man. Look, yo, you throw seeds on the ground in the park. What happened to those crumbs of bread or seeds? They get crushed by trampling foot, man. You see those old men in the park throwing seeds and breadcrumbs to pigeons? They'd be picked up by the fowl. And believe it or not, some of these men playing chess or throwing breadcrumbs, especially Israel, our people, Hebrews that be doing that, they're very knowledgeable. They understand nature. They understand the nature of a man. And Yahushua just explained that, you throw seeds in the city, right? On the concrete, picked up by fowl, picked up by pigeons, trampled underfoot. The wicked one come, right? And cometh the wicked one and catch away that which was sown in his heart. That is he which received received seed by the wayside. But he that received the seed on stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth. Yet hath he not root in himself, but dureth for a while. And for when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. Easily offended, because you're not around life. You're not around growing things. You're around stony things, and you think that brings you life, but it sucks it out. It drains you. That type of life, and it drains us. We need to be around people that produce fruit. Speaking with wise words that bring life to each other, not just speak of things that have no life in them. Gold, money, paper, which is cotton, which was picked from the plant, right? Come on, like we have to be on another whole other level, right? Now, this brings me to like, yeah, this brings me to what I'm about to bring out, right? A lot of our people think that tares are just, just plants that just exist, but they're not. They are from the parable of the sower, right? And he reads, this is from Matthew 13, verse 24. Another parable put forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. So he's spreading seeds, right, on his field, whether it be on land or in people, right? But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way, right? Now, what are tares? The definition of tares is an injurious weed resembling wheat when young. Meaning that a tare is a person that is, you can't really recognize them for being evil when they're kids, but when they grow up, they become a problem. And who's the enemy? The so-called, all these other nations are our enemies. They come and they come with their own doctrine and they tell us this, that, and the third. And many of our, sorry ladies, a lot of y'all of our women accepted this. And that goes back to Genesis, because the serpent came and he sowed tares in her mind and brought us to us, men, Adam, and we got it too. And we are not exempt. As men, we're not exempt. But women, you are the weaker vessel. So your defense should be even higher. Your attention to detail and dividing the word of truth. And if it doesn't make sense, you have to bring it to your husband or to a man of understanding in your congregation. That's why we ask the women, you have a gift to be able to speak to people. As a weaker vessel, you can attain a level of attention from men at times that men cannot attain from other men. That's your superpower. So use that to help our brethren understand this word, right? And to remove those tares. Yeah, we could do much of the work, but as Proverbs 31 says, y'all wake up at night. Y'all wake up at night and do the work. Y'all make sure the food is prepared. Y'all make sure the food is ready for next morning, for the so-called Friday night Shabbat. Y'all make sure everything's prepped. Y'all make sure everybody's warm. Y'all are the relief that men need, the pillar of strength. Verse 26, Matthew 13:26. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servants said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up the wheat with them. Because sometimes you can't make the difference. You can't make the difference while they're young. So we have to let them grow and see what happens. But, verse 30, let them grow together until the harvest. In the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers. That means that people are going to come out here. Those reapers are hunters. They're going to come out here. They're going to hunt. And they're going to kill people. And y'all no need to be surprised if some of these people get cut up, get slayed by this word, get slayed by the word. Gather ye together first the tares and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into the barn. You see? This is the importance of things. But now I'm about to bring out something here because y'all women, y'all like that sodium hydroxide. Y'all like that relaxer, right? Now I got some footage for y'all. For y'all that like that this relaxer, we're gonna look at some videos, fair use, right? For y'all to understand how those things they hinder you from receiving this word, they hinder you from opening your mind at a level that is so grievous that it does harm to your scalp, to your brain, to your cerebellum. Leave that sodium hydroxide alone, man. But I'm gonna bring it out because words ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? My people, y'all need imagery. Y'all need to see, right? Let's go through this, right? Let's go through this. Fair use, fair use. Wait. There seems to be an issue here. Oh, it's not working. Something is wrong here. Okay, let me put it back on. Press play. Damn, can't see that. Let me see. It's not working. Can you tell me if you saw that? I want to see if you saw that. Because yeah, it's not showing. Oh, it's not. Oh, damn. Okay, it's not showing. Damn it. Okay. Let me see. How can I do this? Oh, dang. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna bring out some information in the meantime. So a lot for that. Technical difficulties, you know, how'd that go? They don't want us to bring about understanding. But hair is the glory of a woman, right? And we could find that out could see that in First Corinthians chapter 11. Yeah, the hair of the woman basically represents her beauty, right? And we have to understand, like the biggest convention for hair is held in Atlanta every year. It's held in Atlanta twice a year, and it's been done since for 60 years now, right? It's called the Bronner Brothers Hair Convention. Now, there's over 120,000 hair professionals that come, and they, yeah, sis, yeah, they come and they, present their products, sell their products, and most of it, the biggest seller is relaxers. And every year they sell for $60 million. That was like from the movie Good Hair. $60 million per year they sell, right? And imagine when the Brothers convention comes into town, they book 28 hotels. Everything is booked. You can't book a hotel if you're not a convention in the convention to show your product. So basically, you have to drive there or find a hotel out of town or in the vicinity out of town to get any type of seats or rooms. So rooms, right? Now, this relaxer, right? Relaxers, what do they do to the scalp? And I'm gonna try to get Kun. That's exactly my point. Create a new relaxer. Because those relaxers, right? Let me see if I could at least show y'all the effects of what it does. Can I show y'all this? Because if I could do that, at least the night is not the class I wanted to show out is not lost. Let me see. No. Okay. Now listen to this, right? I want y'all to listen to this. How? Because we know that Samson's hair was a conduit to the Most High. Because without his hair, he wasn't as strong as before. Unless the Most High, at that particular moment with the Philistines, given that power to at least kill his enemies. But while he had his hair, he was a problem. That man was a problem. So now look, I want you to listen to this. Hopefully this will not let me see. Let me refresh this page. Oh damn. Okay, y'all can't hear. Okay, let me put it in the chat. I don't know what's going on. Because let me put it in the chat. I don't know what's going on. Y'all can't hear it. Oh, so basically, what she's saying is, I put it in the chat for you to go and because copy paste it. But she's saying, and I'm sorry y'all can't hear, but she's saying that like they had a black woman that was dead, right? And they thought that she had black markings because that when you die, the coroner has to shave your head, all that, and see what's going on. And she had black patches all over her head, and they thought it was blunt force trauma, like somebody was beating over their head to kill her. But the coroner came and he said, "No, that's not black patches. That's not blunt force trauma. That's from chemicals that she was putting in her hair. And it ain't Gorilla Glue now. It ain't Gorilla Glue now. It's straight up hair relaxers. Hair relaxer. Over time, over years. And in the documentary, Good Hair, right? There's a company that's called Dudley's, right? In North Carolina. Lo and behold, North Carolina was the biggest red Confederate state back in the day. The biggest. Now is the home of the company that destroys scalps. Destroys scalps. Now, ladies, I know it's hard to create your own relaxer, to create something that is magical for hair, to have good hair. But I'll tell you this. If you want a base to start with coconut oil and castor oil. That's a good base. And you could add rosemary to that. And from there, add other ingredients, do your research, do your work, and y'all could go out there and do the work and sell your products. Trust me, man. We got sisters out here that be doing that. We got a sister out here in Brooklyn, in Brooklyn. I don't remember her store. It's a lot, but she has a great store, man. She's selling ordinary, like natural stuff, and she's doing it on her end. I don't see why all those sisters, y'all can't come together, do y'all thing, create a relaxer, take over the scene with the faith of Yahusha. Man, come on now. Y'all could do anything. Y'all could do anything. But Dudley's, they tell you, right, in Good Hair, the documentary Good Hair, they tell you straight that relaxers, it has an effect on your brain and all the way to your eyes. And just having a relaxer fall into your eyes could burn your eyes and do irreparable damage. And just because you put it on the scalp of your head don't mean that it's not going to get to your eyes. There are women, they go blind from putting that stuff in their hair. You're destroying your scalp. You're destroying the point of contact between you and the Most High. These are antennas. These are antennas to the Lord. These are receivers. And we pray. We text message the Most High with prayer. And many of you are putting chemicals in your hair and blocking your scalp, blocking your natural hair of sending messages and prayers to the Most High. And you wonder why the Most High is not able to hear you. And they put all their effort to do this, to block your hair, to block your senses, block your scalp. In Good Hair, they showed us our women with afros. And what Paul Mooney say? When your hair's straight, white people are straight, right? But when your hair's nappy, white people ain't happy. And that nappy hair, if you do your research, it shows when other nations saw us, they saw a halo over our head because our hair reflected the light of the sun. And that's how they saw a halo, because our afros. I'll say it again. Paul Mooney said it, man. When our hair, they see a black person with straight hair, they're straight. They're okay. They feel straight. They feel safe. But when they see a black person with nappy hair, right, they ain't happy. When we straight, they straight. When we nappy, they ain't happy. So we have to understand, sisters have to understand. Your hair, if you want it straight, there's other ways. There's other ways. I challenge any lady, any sister. You have nappy hair, find me a natural way, and you got your product. You got your number one sales product. Go do homework. Find something that relax your hair in a natural way, and if you make it happen, it's over. You go on Shopify. You go on. You create your own store. You start selling. I guarantee you'll win. But with that, I thank y'all for coming to listen. Thank y'all for paying attention to this class. I'm sorry that the video won't come up, but I'll try and bring this class about again. If y'all put one in the chat, at the end of this class, I'll do a third class and find a way to bring what I want to bring out in video form. Because I have to go do certain things right now. I'm already late, but it should have went longer. It's just the video didn't come up. I don't know why it's not coming up, but if y'all want it to be a third class, just tell me and I'll do my best to get the footage that I need, and then I'll do a third class. And with that, all praise to the Most High, to Wada Yahushai for giving me this understanding, this wisdom we brought out for y'all. And I see ones in the chat, so I'll do a third class on this and get the footage as soon as possible, and bring the understanding to its full culmination, shall we say. So Wada, y'all, thank you. Shalom. Yes, third class is needed.